There is a scene in Severance, the cult Apple TV series, that perfectly encapsulates the horror of modern corporatism. The protagonist, Mark, steps into an elevator. As the cabin descends into the subterranean depths of Lumen Industries, his eyes shift, the dull expression of a widower consumed by grief vanishes, replaced by the placid, naive resignation of a model employee. At that exact moment, his mind is split in two. The severance procedure is a surgical intervention that separates memories of one's work life, the in, from those of their private life, the outing. While at the office, you don't know if you have a family, what your hobbies are, or what grief you carry inside. While at home, you have no clue what you do for 8 hours a day. At first glance, it looks like the wet dream of any self-help manual, the ultimate technological organization of work-life balance. But the series created by Dan Erickson and directed by Ben Stiller slaps us in the face with a mirror image. Unsettling truth, Severance doesn't exist to protect your private life from the office. It exists to protect the office from your humanity. The Lumen office is a masterpiece of alienating design. Labyrinths of identical white corridors, aseptic fluorescent lights, and 4 isolated desks in the center of a cavernous room. The employees of the Macrodata Refinement Division spend their days sorting numbers on cathode ray tube monitors, feeling inexplicable emotions towards certain digits and archiving them. They don't know what they are producing, they don't know the purpose of their work. This void of meaning is compensated for by total surveillance and a grotesque, infantile reward system. To keep the innies in check, who are, for all intents and purposes, psychological newborns trapped in adult bodies, management uses tokens of appreciation, finger traps, and custom erasers, waffle parties, a 5-minute controlled music dance experience. If you rebel, you end up in the break room, where you are forced to read a statement of apology on loop until a live lie detector deems your remorse %% sincere. It is a literal representation of contemporary toxic corporate culture, where dissent is pathologized and disguised as a failure to align with brand values. The reason Severance hits so close to home is that it doesn't invent anything new, it simply pushes reality to its logical extreme. Today, we might not have a microchip in our brains, but we practice a performative daily severance nonetheless. The moment we walk into the office or log on to Slack, we are expected to leave our personal problems at the door. Did your cat just die? Facing eviction, dealing with depression. Platform capitalism doesn't care, you must smile, be proactive, use soulless corporate jargon, synergy, resilience. Let's take this offline and perform. In fact, the era of remote work has done the exact opposite of Lumen. It tore down the office walls only to colonize our domestic spaces. The office no longer controls us just by locking us inside a plexiglass cage. It controls us by turning our smartphones into 24 set digital leashes. The most critical and political aspect of severance lies in the dynamic of consent. The obvious paradox is that the outed person at home signs a contract that condemns the any severed workplace persona to perpetual imprisonment. The any never sleeps, never sees the sun, and never experiences a weekend. They wake up at the desk, work, take the elevator down, and a split second later, they are right back at the desk. This is the ultimate metaphor for wage labor under late capitalism. We sell portions of our lives and our time, and therefore our identity, in exchange for economic survival. We become our own jailers. Severance delivers a brutal warning. The obsession with optimization and productivity is gradually eroding the complexity of being human. If we allow work to define who we are, or if we agree to mutilate parts of our emotional selves to survive the corporate environment, then the chip has already been implanted. And the office won't just control us, it will have replaced us.